That's just all this video is going to be. It's just me being like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. What is going on, all you lovely ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Mike O'Hora, and this is a lovely penguin. Welcome. Today we are watching a very highly requested video. It is a video made by the one and only xCeleste, the BTS Hardships. I made a joke in the past, joking about the whole K-pop thing. I know that that is a thing that you guys are sensitive about, which is fine. And obviously I was just teasing because that's what I love to do. I love to tease people. I think it's fun when I feel comfortable with people. I tease because I think that's a cute and fun way to interact with people. Obviously sometimes people don't understand that, but that's okay. So we're gonna watch this video to see all the stuff that BTS has gone through since their creation in 2013. I will say I do have a little bit of hesitance in watching this, and I want to be upfront and honest about it just straight away, simply because I don't want this video to be a reason for people to go out and attack other people who don't know BTS and who don't understand the group and their dynamics and their history and such. I don't want this to be like a, hey, it's okay that we're mean to you because you should have known all this stuff happened. Also, another thing that does bother me about it too is when you bring up all the negative things that come up in life, it becomes kind of like a pissing contest essentially of like who's had it worse. So I'm really hoping that's not what this is about. I'm going in with the greatest expectations I can, but there's those few little worries that I do have straight off the bat. So just wanted to be open and honest about that from the get-go. It's more of a personal thing. It's self-defense because I've had a lot of bad things happen and I've had to listen to a lot of people complain about the bad things that have happened to them. And I feel like the more that we focus on the negatives, it's harder to be positive. And that's one of the reasons why I was pretty hesitant. But a lot of you guys were incredibly intense about me watching this video. It's been suggested on like every single BTS video I've put out. So we're going to take a look and see what this is all about. So let's dive right in. Also, in case I wasn't making it clear, when I say that I've had negative things happen, I mean, if I focus on all the negative things that have happened to me in my life, then it's hard for me to push forward in the positives. Just want to make sure that's absolutely clear. Not saying like I'm trying to have a pissing contest with BTS. That's not it at all. I think it takes away from the positivity message when you're just focused on the negatives. Just making sure that's ultra clear. I'm sure BTS has some bad things. And that's the other thing too, guys. You might have some bad things that have happened in your life that have been devastating to you. And then you'll hear somebody else have another negative thing that's devastating to them. And then you think, oh, well, my thing wasn't as bad as their thing, so I shouldn't have it so bad. That's not okay because your life matters. The things that have happened to you matter. And the more you belittle them by looking at how bad other people have had it, yeah, in a whole entire worldly perspective might have been worse, but to you it's your problems. It's your own thing. It's your own world perspective in a way, you know? So don't ever let anybody's negative stories or whatever make yours seem lesser because you are worth it. So your problems are worth talking about. And if you do have hardships and stuff, and like just reading the title of this video, BTS Hardships 2013 to 2021, racism, mistreatment, accusations, plus more, struggles through the years. If you have those kind of things, you should be talking to somebody about them, whether it be really good friends, a therapist, your parents, somebody. You need to be talking to somebody about it. I highly recommend therapy because it's an amazing thing. Definitely go if just no, even if you don't think you need it, go anyway, whatever, it's worth it. Okay, let's start. It's worth it, you're worth it. Boom, there we go. xCeleste, thank you again. Here we go.
This video was not made in order to relive the sadness or to hold grudges against others. This video was made to remind us that BTS didn't rise to success without facing hurdles, and these events have created a stronger bond between BTS and ARMY.
All right. Immediately, her just saying that makes me feel a little better about watching this. So thank you. Yeah, that's great. That's great. I'm very, very happy that that is the case. So let's see.
June 13, 2013. BTS were only able to debut because the scheduled performers cancelled. BTS was a filler. Even after debuting, they couldn't get much airtime. Their performances were either shortened, cut from broadcasts, or not uploaded for online consumption.
Another important thing about the industry is quite literally it is the people that you know, as well as being in the right place at the right time. And these guys hit it with the right place at the right time, it would appear, you know. It's definitely a struggle. And I doubt it's that much different in Korea as it is in the US because there are so many people out there who are trying to make it. And yeah, like I said, right time, right place. They nailed it.
Due to their company's lack of clout at that time.
저 당시에는 예, 우리가 막 방송을 마음대로 못 깔 때예요. 방송을 막 사람 다 차 있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
Wait, I'm sorry. We couldn't get a slot. No. If a show was full, we couldn't get a slot all the time. Yeah.
방송을 막 사람 다 차 있으면 우리 못 나오고 그럴 때도 있었어.
저때 한밤에 이게 나가게 된 게 되게 약간 우리가 막 그랬었어. 그때. 그랬어요.
되게 중요한 거고
신기한 거고 되게 약간 원래 그렇게 따로 인터뷰 잘 안 해주시는데 막 그때 그런 기억이 나요.
저희를 구원해 주신 거죠?
From sleeping in one bedroom to using their own staff as extras. To record.
Yo, not as uncommon as people think. At least over here in the U.S. There's been a few different productions I've worked on where I've been an extra, where they're just like, hey, we need extra bodies. Particularly, you can definitely see me if you know Zach King. You can see me in the background of some of his videos. I've also been main players in just a couple of those videos too. So not the main player because obviously that's always Zach, but you know, here and there. So yeah, you never know. You never know who you'll see in those videos.
Recording an album in a garage. These were just a few things BTS experienced early on in their careers due to their company's limited budget.
지드래곤 선배님이 막 말 걸어주신 거 이렇게 오잖아요. 옷에 쓰여 있는 거 무슨 뭐냐고. 돈 없어가지고 16,000원짜리 후드티 프린팅 해가지고 뭔지 몰라가지고 말을 못해야 되겠어. 아무튼. 네.
Because some of the members came from an underground rap background, but ultimately chose the path of becoming idols, they were often disrespected.
사실 남준이가 언더에서 활동을 했다고 이제 그런 사람들이 많아요. 아이돌로 올라가서 나는 언더그라운드 활동을 했던 사람이다 하고 언플이라고 흔히 하잖아요. 그러면은 이제 언더 매니아, 힙합 매니아라고 하는 사람들은 그런 거를 당연히 안 좋게 보죠.
아, 쟤네 음악도 안 하고 그냥 회사에서 시키는데도 노래 받아서 춤이나 추는 것들이 무슨 가수냐.
He's just simply dancing around being handed a song. Is that considered a singer? Yeah. So we actually talked about this in some of the other videos too, about how they the rappers of the group, they really got a bad rap amongst the underground crews. So interesting to see that here. Also, I will say I do notice a similarity in terms of the way that this group is working, but they're working in like this crazy quote unquote K-pop industry where they have it down set. This is how you do it, but they're going in about it in a different way. But their way of going about it is a lot more similar to a lot of like American bands or even British bands too. The few that I know about at least, where they did start making music in garages. They did start making music in their own room. They produce it themselves and they have to make their own music videos and do all this kind of stuff. I made a music video for one of my friends because he had a song that he wanted to make a music video for. So I directed, I produced, I edited, I filmed, I was in it, all that stuff. just so that he could get out there and be seen a little bit, you know? So I think it's interesting how it's like they're almost having like an American upbringing of musical talent, and obviously there'll be differences, but it's just a similarity here versus, but instead of it being in the American music industry where you can do that and get to fame, I'm not going to say easy, but like it's a little bit more open to that kind of creativity rather than how they're over in Korea doing it, where it's very much like a, you need to do it this way or you're not going to make it type of a deal. So I don't know, maybe take it for what it is.
니네가 무슨 아티스트냐. 저런 애를 더 이상 나오면 안 된다.
A rapper told RM and Suga that they were on the right path, but strayed away and were no longer considered real rap hip-hop artists, deeming them girls for wearing makeup.
방탄소년단에 대해서 사실 뭐다 팀워도 말하고 아이돌 그룹이다. 네, 맞습니다. 힙합이 아니다. 방탄소년단이 무대에 올라갔을 때 뭐 이제 분장을 한다는 거, 어떤 메이크업을 하는 거에 대한 어떤 힙합과
We've actually seen this interview once. We saw a clip of this in one of the other videos. I think it was in the intro video. But I'm assuming this was closer to the 2013, and I'm wondering if we'll see later in the video, but is this the way that they view it nowadays? Because obviously times have changed quite a bit, and I'd imagine, especially with all the success and stuff, and since they've been doing their music on their own side, own time, like we've only really heard Suga so far. Almost close. I hope I said it right. I don't know the words, but either way, the song's dope. So hopefully they see that kind of stuff and they're like, okay, they got it. You know what I mean?
What? Oh, shut the front door.
Although
BTS
shots
were being
fired.
told by several people they would never make it because they came from a small agency. Big Hit Entertainment was at one point near bankruptcy and didn't have the financial power to promote and push BTS the way other companies could with their own groups. In 2014, Suga shared his story about battling depression since pre-debut days. Suga continues to discuss and bring awareness to mental health through his work. Until now, BTS has continuously been transparent about their darkest thoughts and feelings, not just through their music, but also their very public personas. February 2014. BTS were accused of copying the schoolboy concept for Boy in Love, which came out shortly after another group released their music video, even though the concept is a popular choice amongst young boy bands.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I was like, when has that ever been like a copyrighted look? Like, what? Schoolboys? Okay.
April 2014. During a variety show, the host confronted them about this plagiarism accusation.
수호와 겹친 교복 패션 왜 하필입니까? 원망했나요?
사실 저희가 말씀드린
얘기 천천히
저희가 이번 사랑 이야기 학교 3부작의 마지막이었어요.
예.
그래가지고 언제 한번 교복을 입겠다라고 생각을 했는데 그게 되게 유명하게 시기가 겹쳐가지고.
Throughout their careers, they've been
Like, it's a school uniform. Of course they're gonna look similar. All school uniforms look pretty similar.
constantly criticized for plagiarism, often for outfits, props, concepts, and hair colors that are ordinary not just in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts.
That's
November
so silly.
2014. Hashtag #KickoutJHope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented. The trend
What?
became popular enough that their friend and supervisor from their reality show American Hustle Life, Tony Jones, tweeted out saying, "Every member is needed and talented." Jin stepped in by telling ARMYs to cheer up and that all of them were working hard. ARMYs got together and trended hashtag J-Hope You're Perfect to comfort him.
What
May
did he do?
2015. BTS
Wait, what did he do? What did J-Hope do? Did they say? Did I miss it?
in K-pop, but the expansive world of visual arts. November 2014. Hashtag kick out J-Hope BTS trended on Twitter, calling J-Hope ugly and untalented.
Okay, so they didn't do anything.
And that all of them finally won their first him.
Skip forward a little
May
bit.
2015.
But yeah, why not say what? Why?
BTS finally won their first music show with their song I Need You 2 years after their debut, but were accused of sabotage. This is when companies buy back albums to boost external sales records.
That's every
but
single
this was
award
when
show
the
in the
company
US.
was barely surviving financially, making the claims groundless. May 2015. V was accused of mocking another idol group after they won a music show and were accepting the trophy. People began to send him death threats. However, he wasn't mocking them at all. V was known to be a fan of this group and was singing their song out of excitement. He apologized on Twitter for the misunderstanding and provided screenshots showing that he would always listen to this song before bed. July 2015, BTS abruptly halted their concert, The Red Bullet, in New York due to death threats towards RM. All related fan activities were also subsequently cancelled. Attendees of the show were forced to leave the venue, where there was a strong presence of security and police at the scene.
Sorry. We love you.
That's a bummer.
RM also received another death threat for another upcoming show in Mexico later that month. July 2016, people began to debate over alleged misogynistic lyrics and tweets from BTS. This led to the members and the company reflecting back on their actions. BTS's agency, Big Hit Entertainment, responded with an apology and a promise to do better.
I guess we're gonna have to check out some of their earlier music because, at least from the music I've heard thus far, in fairness too, I don't actually know when the music that I've heard from actually comes from, but like every song that they've had so far hasn't been about a woman, and there's not really a misogynistic take for the song. But yeah, now I'm starting to get a pretty good clear picture now, guys, of what you were talking about, of how they've been mistargeted quite a bit. Because yeah, these guys are absolutely being targeted for pretty ridiculous reasons. I don't even know the band that well, but most of these accusations are just stupid, like just absolute nonsense. And it's confusing to me as an outsider looking in. It's a confusing thing because it's like, why are they getting attacked for these things when it doesn't make sense? But yeah, I'm definitely getting a way clearer picture now that we're watching this video. So yeah, I understand why people are pretty sensitive about nasty things being said.
Consequently, the band grew from this lesson and have since released feminist overtures such as 21st Century Girl, and in 2019 responded to their 2014 single Boy in Love with Boy with Love, a collaboration with Halsey. RM has said
That's
that
cool.
Since the incident, he pays closer attention to the lyrics he writes, reading newspapers and books to study the social phenomena. After he finishes writing lyrics, he consults experts of women's studies to objectively examine the lyrics. May 2000.
You know, with a lot of people, when they say stuff like that, like they're like, oh, I'm going to study it and research it and learn and whatever. I don't always fully believe it. I don't. But for this guy, for being as smart as he is, and like the fact that I'm assuming he definitely enjoys learning and reading and all that kind of stuff, I imagine he definitely went out of his way to make sure that was not going to be a problem down the road. You know what I mean? So I believe that. I believe him on that one.
2016. During their epilogue concert May 2016. During their epilogue concert, aunties began to use the hashtag plagiarism Boy Scouts. multiple fandoms teamed up to trend this hashtag in Korea. BTS saw this, and the media latched on. June 2016. During the variety show Flower Crew, Jungkook arrived at the filming location with a bag of hamburgers for his cast members, hoping to break the ice. One of the cast members made rude comments and turned Jungkook's offer away. BTS has since...
Bro, that guy's trying not to work again, huh? It's like, yo, if your background in a music video and you do that to the artist, like, yeah, sorry, dude, you're gone, homie. You're gone. Yeah, right. You accept whatever they give you. You're not the star here. I know that's the American way, at least. That's the way it works on American sets. It's like, yo, if your background, you shut your mouth and you take whatever they give you. And if you do want to say something about it, feel free, because you're not coming back.
Filmed another... BTS has since filmed another variety show with the same host, and spirits seem high. September 2016.
Sorry, that was the host. Excuse me. Either way, though, still, you don't come after people like that. Like, especially on camera. Like, what?
And he's made yet another project called Break Wings Project to try to sabotage their comeback in October. The project was caught and stopped once comments on YouTube broadcasting the project were put on blast. Wings then went on to sell 16,000 units in its first week, appearing at number 26 on the US Billboard 200 chart, setting the then highest record for a K-pop album and making BTS the first and only K-pop act at that time to log 3 entries on the Billboard 200. Because of this, antis took strategic pictures of non-armies and claimed that there was no line in stores that sold physical albums. October 2016.
Weird.
During the Busan One Asia Festival, fans were told a couple hours before the broadcast that BTS were no longer appearing because one member was absent from an injury, even though a countless number of fans were already present at the event venue and BTS was ready and willing to perform. BTS ended up performing for the fans who attended the event and waited all day, but it was at the end of the event with leftover confetti, no proper lighting, and no cameras rolling.
Dang.
Their performance was not broadcasted and only fan cams were taken. October.
Dude, at least they're good to the fans. You know? Like, that sucks. That's so stupid. That's just all this video is going to be. It's just me being like, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. Literally, that's every take. Is just how dumb this is. They won't let him perform because one of their band members is hurt, but they said they can still go and perform with the people that they have. Okay.
2016. During BTS's Blood, Sweat and Tears promotion in South Korea, BTS wasn't given a waiting room at the broadcast center. So the members made do and practiced, got dressed, and did makeup in front of the bathrooms. They would practice non-stop without resting, greeting other staffers who were going to the bathroom, and other idol groups would openly look down on them. This comment was left under a video uploaded by Wei, a member from Crayon Pop. Wei responded, "Yes, that's right. All I remember is their hard work and efforts. I especially haven't forgotten RM's voice practicing Japanese." November 2006.
So that's him complimenting? That, like, because they said everyone was talking down on him. That was one guy who was complimenting them, though, right? Because seeing hard work and effort and then him trying to learn another language, like, that's compliment. Was he being mean about that? Am I crazy? I don't know. Let me know in the comments.
16. V made a heartfelt announcement during their muster that his beloved grandmother had passed away. Auntie saw this
sad.
as an opportunity to twist his narrative and intentions, sending him death threats and accusing him of using her passing as a ploy for attention.
Wow. Guess what, guys? That was so dumb. What on earth?
16. Big Hit released a formal
gosh.
statement about taking legal actions regarding malicious rumors, false statements, and personal attacks against BTS. The company continues to pursue legal actions against perpetrators to this day, enforcing a strict no settlement and leniency policy. November 2016. Fans of another group were upset that BTS won Album of the Year at the Melon Music Awards, claiming it was done out of charity and that miscalculations were made. They called Melon customer care, where an employee explained that the company's internal data proved that BTS scored higher. Audio of the conversation was released.
I'm just going to read it. But if the artist didn't release any albums during the 1 year period, it won't be counted, right? That's right. We have calculated our own score for this award, so what you're saying is that the data we see is absolutely different compared to the data considered by Melon.
앨범들을 해가지고 계산한 게 있는데 그러면은 저희가 보는 거랑 뭐 멜론 내부에서 보는 거랑 그러면은 데이터가 아예 다르다는 소린가요?
아니요, 똑같으시고요.
No, we're looking at the same data, but the chart you've seen in the real time, the data you've seen is what you see immediately after the artist releases their album, right?
고객께서 보셨던 거는
I
차트랑
don't think that's right.
그리고 스트리밍 그 실시간 그 앨범 자체가 나오고 나서 순간 차트에 대한 그런 데이터를 아십니까?
그건 아닌 것 같아요.
고객께서 보신 전체
I think it's important for you to see the total data figure because the data is only available to loan. I'm not sure how you've calculated the score, but whatever you've calculated is the scores from the chart. But what we use is not the chart. We look at the data of, you know, the number of times listened by the general public and not how many times their fans buy or stream the artist's songs. It's the overall digital score.
보시기 어려우실 거예요. 그 데이터는 로에르만 갖고 있고요. 고객께서 봤던 정리를 어떤 식으로 진행하셔가지고 어떤 식으로 보신지 모르겠는데 고객님들께서 정리해서 보신 거는 그 차트 반영에 관한 내용들이고요.
네.
그 부분이 아니라 1년 동안 고객님들께서 스트리밍 돌리시고 앨범을 산 그 이용권 말고 많은 대중들이 전체적으로 그 듣잖아요.
네.
그거에 대한 결과 전체 음원 합산 점수예요. 내부적으로 고객께서 지금 생각하신 게 혹시 내부적 이게 비리가 있는 건
I think you're
아니냐라고.
suspecting internal fabrication, but as far as I can tell you, there's no corruption. You can understand that BTS won the award because their songs were streamed more compared to blank songs during the 1 year period.
네.
뭐 제가 말씀드릴 수 있는 부분은 비리 전혀 없으시고요. 방탄이 1년 동안 보다 스트리밍 수가 많이 받아서 상을 받았다라고 생각하시면 되십니다.
February 2017. BTS were accused of plagiarism after their performance at the Gaon Chart Music Awards. The part in question was when the no-signal bars on screen resembled another group's past stage. To make matters worse, the creative director of the group in question created a post on Instagram with the captions, our hard work. And siblings of the group liked that post.
Stupid. Your hard work taking an image of a screen not working or a screen saying no signal was hard work. Okay. Those are not copyrighted images, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Gaon Charts eventually
gosh,
posted
that's
an official
silly.
statement in regards to the accusation, admitting that their own production team was in charge of the graphics, not Big Hit. BTS has not attended or performed at Gaon Chart Music Awards since, only pre-taping acceptance speeches. March 2017. Death threats were made against BTS, with their target being Jimin this time. This threat happened during their world tour, and Big Hit addressed this threat, increasing security around the venues. December 2017. Fans of a different group were so outraged by the results at the 2017 Mnet Asian Music Awards that they filed a petition under the Blue House, the executive office and official residence of the South Korean head of state. They requested MAMA to be abolished because BTS won, crashing the Blue House petition website, which was meant for the South Korean citizens only, with traffic from overseas. May 2018, Jimin once again received death threats, this time during their Love Yourself tour in Fort Worth. Police
Dude. What kind of person do you have to be to send out a death threat to somebody? God damn, dude. It's not that serious. I hate to be that guy. It's not. It's not that serious. It's an awards show. It's a band playing music. In the perspective of life, it's all not that serious. If you're making any sorts of threats to anybody based off of a band winning an award or trying to crash a whole entire award show, it's not that serious. It's stupid. It's a matter of mind your own goddamn business. Keep to your own. You know? Stay in your own lane, dude. Yeah, your team lost. It happens. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to get violent about it. One of the things I genuinely don't like about modern generations is, actually it's funny too, because like literally right before I started recording this video, I was scrolling through Instagram and stuff and looking at different memes and things, and there was a quote that I genuinely don't know if Mike Tyson said it himself or if they're just attributing the quote to him or not, but it said something along the lines of, is that people have gotten so used to being able to say whatever the hell they want to people over the internet that there's that because, or I'm messing it up, I'm butchering it, but it's essentially because people are saying all this shit through a screen that there's no threat of them actually getting punched in the damn face. And I believe that is very true. Because people don't say that kind of stuff when you're in person. They don't. And if they do, they better be willing to get hit in the face. Not saying violence is an answer. I'm just saying, if you're going to make a death threat at somebody, if you come up to me and you threaten to kill me, you better believe I'm going to be throwing hands. That's all I'm saying. I will defend myself. I will defend the people around me to the best of my ability. And if you're threatening murder, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong, baby.
Tweeted soon afterwards that they were investigating the threat. November 2018. On November 7, a South Korean court ordered a Japanese company to compensate them for wartime labor during Japan's colonial rule of the Korean peninsula. The next day, Japan's TV's Asahi's music station announced that they have cancelled BTS's appearance on their show, slated for November 9th, due to a recently resurfaced screenshot of a member wearing a t-shirt depicting a photo of an atomic bomb and of Koreans celebrating their independence from Japan. The band subsequently became attacked by the extreme conservatives in Japan, and the news was picked up by the Western media.
바로 저 사건은 방탄소년단이 입었던 티셔츠가 직접적인 문제가 됐다기보단 그건 빌미였고, 사실은 강제징용 배상 판결에 대한 이 보이콧을 하고 싶어하던 일본의 어떤 그 멘탈리티가 그대로 표현된 거다라고 생각을 할 수 있는데, 그래서 그 5개 대륙에, 그러니까 전 세계에 걸쳐서 살고 있는, 특히 이제 한국 번역을 하는 한국 아미들이 주축이 돼서요, 20몇 명의 아미가 온라인으로 모여서 이 사건이 도대체 어떤 정치적 배경에서 나왔는가.
Also, it sounds like she's definitely defending them here, saying that it's Japan not being able to handle the fact that they need to pay back Korea for all the damages and stuff, I'm assuming. Right. Hopefully I'm not misunderstanding what's going on. I think that's what's happening here.
어떤 역사적 배경에서 출연한 건가? 그리고 지금 그 전 세계에서 쏟아내고 있는 기사들이 어디가 어떻게
She's talking about how the
잘못됐나
army's doing
팩트체크를
this.
다
Excuse me.
하면서 이 2차 세계대전에 대한 어떤 그 자료들을 다 모아서 백서, 화이트 페이퍼 프로젝트를 발간합니다.
영문으로 해서 저렇게 하는 거예요?
예, 영문과 한국어 동시에 그리고 이제 다 볼 수
Dang.
있는데 분량이 166쪽 정도 돼요. 그러니까 거의
April 2019. During BTS's global
Army
press
going
conference
strong.
for Map of the Soul Persona, a reporter bluntly asked BTS about past plagiarism allegations.
사실 제가 그 윙스하고 피땀 눈물 언급했던 거는 그때 이제 뭐 문제가 됐던 내용 그 뭐 표절인가 그 프랑스 작가분께서 언급하셨던 그 부분을 언급해서 여쭤본 거였고요. 그거에 대해서 그냥 뭐 질문이 좀 불편할 수는 있겠지만 답변을 좀 듣고 싶은 부분 때문에 질문을 드렸습니다.
네, 그거에 대해서는 저희 회사에서 이제 저희 회사 법무팀에서 작가님이랑 이야기를 하고 있고요. 저희 의견, 저희 생각도 회사랑 동일하다고 생각을 하고 있습니다. 네, 그건에 대해서는 회사에서 지금 처리를 하고 있기 때문에 뭐 결과가 나오면 알겠죠. 네, 감사합니다.
Netizens
professional
later
answer.
uncovered an article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019.
Wait, what was that?
Entertainment. An article written by a reporter of the same name on another entertainment company's news website. April 2019.
Okay, that's weird.
SBS Inkigayo excluded BTS's Boy With Love out of its charts for the song's first eligible week. Questions about the criteria used by the music show were raised, while SBS continued to claim the calculation period did not fit with BTS's album release time. To this, Dispatch compared BTS to another group who also released a song on the same day. That group entered the rankings and took its first win for their song that week, while BTS were left out of the rankings entirely. December 2019. JTBC reported that BTS went against their own agency and planned to file a lawsuit against Big Hit Entertainment. Big Hit pulled out receipts and released a lengthy statement on behalf of Big Hit Entertainment, BTS, and the members' families. They called the media company's journalism practices into question, stating, "We have not only the video that JTBC used for the first report, but also the CCTV video that recorded the footage of the journalist breaking into our company."
Wow.
December 2000.
I'll say this too. Another thing that I've just been thinking about here is like the way that the media reacts to this band and how it seems to be overwhelmingly negative and how it seems like they're just constantly trying to put them down. I don't understand why that's happening, but I take it as a huge compliment. It's like, hey, you guys are doing so well. We have to attack you guys in order to kind of knock you down a peg or two. Because honestly, it sounds like South Korea's media is kind of as dog crap as the US is. Because the US is all about drama and not actually reporting the news. It's about reporting opinions and whatnot. So if you're reporting to a group of people that have the same opinion, you're going to keep doing stuff that they like. So I imagine their fans don't really like BTS. So they're just going to keep going after them. You know what I mean? And as they get bigger and bigger, it's like, well, we got to knock you down a peg or two. So like I said, I take it as a compliment.
2019, breaking into our company.
Also, so funny they called him
December
breaking
2019.
in. What
MBC
dinguses.
is accused of abusing their power to purposely prevent other groups under Big Hit Entertainment from appearing at their year-end show, after BTS chose to appear on the US's NBC New Year's Rockin' Eve countdown in New York City instead of NBC's year-end program. According to Osen, multiple industry sources shared, ever since October, when BTS's side told NBC that BTS would not be appearing on NBC's year-end music festival, it has been difficult for singers associated with Big Hit Entertainment to appear on MBC. It is already an openly known fact in the industry. January 2020. For 29 years, the Seoul Music Awards only had one grand prize, also known as a daesang. But in 2020, they created a second daesang for digital music. BTS won the daesang for physical music only, even though their stats proved that they should have also gotten the daesang for digital music as well. BTS did not appear in person to accept the award and has only sent in video acceptance speeches since. July.
Yo, I will say too, that is like just the right amount of petty. Just be like, yeah, we'll just send you guys a video, I guess. Yeah, that's funny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you guys think that's a bad thing. I think it's hilarious. I think it's very funny that they are just like, yeah, we win, but like, whatever. Here's your video. We don't care about you guys.
2020, Naver, the Google of South Korea, reportedly invested over $80 million into another entertainment company after losing out on profits from BTS, who chose to hold an online concert through Weverse, a mobile app and web platform developed by Big Hit Entertainment. BTS earned at least $21 million in ticket revenue, according to an analyst at securities firm. He stated, Naver lost BTS, the most popular IP of K-pop, and must have felt the need to invest in entertainment to form a stable relationship. Since 2017, fans have noticed that South Korean platforms such as Naver and media journalists were ignoring and downplaying BTS's achievements. Popular websites hardly posted anything about them, nor did they feature BTS on their front pages. Music critic Kim Young-dae and popular political commentator Kim Oh-jun recently discussed this issue.
그 뉴스의 크기에 비해서 국내 기사는 상대적으로 적다는 인상을 내가 항상 받았거든. BTS는 그 버금갈 정도의 현상을 지속적으로 만들었는데 거기에 비하자면 아주 수량이 좀 적다. 호들갑 떨기 그렇게 좋아하는 이 미디어들이 왜 이럴까? 궁금증이 평소에 있었거든. 연결되는 이야기예요. 기사들이 일단
BTS의 성공은 이제 어느 정도 보도가 돼요. 그러면 우리가 흔히 알고 있는 소위 대형 기획사의 아이돌이 그것보다 사실은 못 미치는 어떤 활약을 보였을 때 미디어에 보도되는 양이나 그 커버되는 범위를 보시면 확연히 차이가 납니다. 굉장히 좀 재밌는 부분이고 이번 그래미 같은 경우 어떻게 들어가냐면 주요 부문에서 등극에 실패했다라고 한다는 거죠. 여러 가지 이유 중에 이거 하나가 중요하다고 생각해요. 뭐냐면 BTS라는 이 현상, BTS의 미국에서의 성공, BTS의 세계적인 열풍 자체가 제도권의 시스템을 거치지 않았다는 거예요. 그래서 이 제도권을 점하고 있는 그 언론일 수도 있고 뭐 프로모터일 수도 있고 음반 회사일 수도 있죠. 이 사람들이 보기에 썩 납득이 가지 않고 유쾌하지도 않아요.
자기 힘이 입증이 안.
Or in other words, it's dumb. Also, I'll say this to you guys. I think it looks, I don't remember what they said this program was, but this looks more like a podcast than like a news broadcast or anything like that. So that's where most people are going for their news and stuff nowadays anyway. So these guys are speaking a lot more truth than, unfortunately, the media is, you know? Not great, but yeah. Because it would mean that the powers can't be proven. That's right.
안 되는 거지. 그렇게 되면.
그렇습니다.
점하고 있는 위치에서 자기 영향력이라는 게 있는데 이걸 다 거치지 않고 성공해 버렸으니까 자기 존재 이유가 없어지는 거 아니에요. 그런.
That's kind of like what I was saying just at the beginning of this video about how they went against the system and they still made it. Just saying.
맥락에서는
December 2020. For the last few years, BTS has been the face of political discourse on the revisions of South Korea's mandatory military service, even though BTS and their company have not spoken about wanting postponement or exemptions, and have insisted that they will serve when called upon. In August 2018,
Respectable.
all major South Korean entertainment companies held a meeting to discuss petitioning the government to revise the law to allow K-pop performers to be exempt from service, in addition to the top artists, musicians, and athletes that already qualify. Big Hit Entertainment was not among the agencies, but BTS was used as the leading example for this revision. On December 22, 2020, the Ministry of National Defense announced that a revision has been made, effective June 23, 2021, where popular culture artists can postpone their enlistment until age 30, with the requirements that the individuals must have been recommended as recipients of the Order of Cultural Merit, one of the highest national honors given to artists in South Korea. In April 2021, 26 agencies, led by the Korean Music Content Association, filed a written objection against the revision, stating that the new law is both unrealistic and unfair. March 2021, BTS was nominated for the Best Duo Group Performance at the Grammys, which was announced during the online pre-show instead of the primetime ceremony, as it usually was in previous years. Unfortunately, they didn't take home the award, but what made fans even more upset was that the Grammys used BTS as ratings bait, teasing that BTS's performance would be quote-unquote up next, but were actually placed as the second to last performance during the 3.5-hour broadcast, and only given the time to perform an abridged performance of their song.
I got to learn a little bit about that during our Grammy video. If you haven't checked that one out, go ahead and find that one in the videos. But yeah, that's not surprising. That's America. That's what we do, is we trick people and lie, and that's the way the media works, and they want the numbers, they want the views. So is it a surprise? Not really. Is the Grammys horrifyingly corrupt? Pretty much. Are most award shows in the US pretty much corrupt? Do you buy your way into an award? Yeah. So if you have a group who's not willing to do that, such as BTS, they're not going to win. It's as easy as that. It sucks, but it's the unfortunate truth.
Former managing editor for the Grammy Awards website spoke out the next day about the Recording Academy and how it pushed back on featuring BTS. But BTS got the last laugh. A live stream of the band celebrating after the event has so far garnered more than 13 million views, compared to the 8.8 million viewers who tuned into the Grammys.
That's
March
funny.
2021. Topps released the Garbage Pail Kids Shammy Awards illustration and cards. Unlike the other artists who were featured, BTS was depicted as being brutalized and beaten up by a Grammy trophy inside a whack-a-mole. This isn't the first time BTS has been shunned, put down, or bullied. In February 2021, a German radio station host made racist remarks about BTS, comparing them to COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine.
Hold on. In the beginning of the sentence, he talks about how BTS is a virus like COVID. That's some shit virus for which hopeful vaccine will be available soon.
COVID-19, and voiced his hopes that there will be a vaccine against BTS soon.
That's
He
so
openly
dumb.
cursed at them for covering.
And then these little blank are bragging about they covered Fix You from Coldplay.
A Coldplay song, and said that BTS deserves a 20-year vacation in North Korea. Halsey, Max, Lau,
What the heck?
Steve Aoki, and more artists slammed the radio station's racism and xenophobia. The host and station maintains that it was just a joke, and that folks are too sensitive. During
Yeah, man, I'll say this, dude. Like, for the most part, at least here in the US, racism is a topic that is highly talked about and highly viewed. But, like, I don't know what it's like outside of the US in terms of, like, media coverage or like even internet talk or whatever it is, how racism is really viewed. But from my understanding of like the little bits that I've seen peer out, is it's alive and well in a lot of different places in the world, and it's not just the U.S. You know, it is thriving elsewhere. So that doesn't fully shock me again. And then the classic throwing it out is, that was just a joke. It's like, nah, dude, that's not a joke. That's not a funny joke, that's for sure. Like, I'll say I used to do stand-up comedy. I know what a joke is, and it's like, you know, sometimes jokes hit or miss. That, sir, is just not a good one. It's just bad. Should have stopped. Wasn't good.
Zach show, a member named, and that folks are too sensitive. During Zach Sang's show, a member named Liam from a boy band called Forever in Your Mind made these comments.
Yeah, I agree that they're a boy band, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's like a different, like they belong in a different genre on their own, because I feel like there still needs to be like a European or an American boy band to be at the top, and I think BTS can just live in their own. They're BTS. Okay. They don't, you know what I mean?
No, but they're like.
Like, I don't think that they're
base
gonna.
Is so crazy. It's
dude, insane. And it's global.
Yeah. I'm a fan. Like, they're really good.
I like them. They're good dancers.
I can't get behind it. I don't understand what they're saying.
I got it. I just.
I don't even know what to call them, boys or girls, because I don't know what they are.
That was so weird. I feel like he was on board with BTS, and then all of a sudden kind of flipped on him real quick at the end there. So that was strange. Although the other two guys, they were pretty on board.
Look at these people. Look at this one. I don't know which one he is. Look at those highlights.
That's
those
Jimin.
Chunky, Tony and Guy, mall, salon highlights. And
so
the contact lenses. You are an Asian man. You don't need to look like a girl named Ashley.
When I first heard something Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know.
Okay. Sorry, I think Jimmy Carr is really funny. That was actually a funny joke. Come on. That's funny. He does say some ridiculously things, but for the most part, he's a pretty funny guy.
I think they look very nice.
Oh! That is not what you were saying.
Hold on.
I think they look very nice.
Korean had exploded in America, I got worried.
I don't know. I think they look very nice.
Oh! That is not what you were saying during the break!
How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these
Shocker
grown men and
media.
little girls are off to little K-pop boys?
It's on his face. Oh, they're
A
masked.
senior editor from The Economist said, "Please no." After BTS was announced as speakers at the 75th UN General Assembly, she quickly tried to backtrack, claiming it was a joke. This led to Stephen Pollard, a British journalist, to tweet this, and Anne Hegarty, a television personality, responding with, "All this about a little Korean boy band that's fundamentally not important?" So when BTS was named Entertainer of the Year by Time magazine soon after, RM said, "We're not sure if we've actually earned respect, but one thing is for sure is that people feel like, okay, this is not just some kind of syndrome or phenomenon. These little boys from Korea are doing this." BTS.
Nice. That's a good little jab back at everybody talking schmack. Dang, dude.
BTS have always been outspoken about the injustice of racial discrimination. In the summer of 2020, they used their platform and proudly announced their support for Black Lives Matter and donated $1 million to the organization. With the recent rise and visibility of atrocities against Asians, BTS released a statement on their Twitter standing in solidarity once again.
Makes sense.
These are just a few of the countless examples of mistreatment, racism, and xenophobia that BTS has been encountering around the world throughout their storied career. It will more than likely be a continued uphill battle. As artists of color who are constantly breaking records and barriers, Amassing fans and growing in popularity around the globe, hostility and jealousy will come easily from those not afforded the luxury of such a strong and dedicated fan base. As fans who are cognizant of their journey and understand that their popularity comes from their sincerity and talent, ARMYs have a tendency to be protective, and sometimes overly so, if only because of the awareness of what BTS and ARMY are up against when fighting for fair representation.
Thanks to the patrons. Nice. I don't know who Michelle is, but thank you. First of all, that was an incredibly well done video. A lot of great video clips, but also great narration and explanation. There's a few things that I pointed out that I wasn't sure exactly what's going on, and that's just more because I'm an outsider looking on in. But let me say this, and I'm gonna try to be as strict with my words as I can be in order to lack confusion. I fully understand why people feel the need to defend these guys. They have very clearly, also in fairness too, I will say this in absolute fairness, this video is definitely coming from the side of the ARMY, right? But it's very clear in a lot of the examples that they picked that BTS has been treated very unfairly. And I think that it was delivered with mainly facts and not opinions, which is pretty amazing and awesome. So props again to Celeste. These videos are incredibly well done. But I like I was saying, I fully understand why people get so upset when they hear somebody say something negative towards this group. However, and I say this as a streamer who came in and got a relatively negative welcome on my very first introduction into BTS. There needs to be an understanding for new people. Because unlike you guys, a lot of people, at least from my own experience or from my background, we don't know much about Korean culture. We don't know much about Korean bands. We don't know much about the music industry over there. We don't know about their experiences and such. But when you come after people right away, that looks really negative on the band itself. So in fact, you're doing a disservice to the band by coming after people as such. Even to the people who are unfairly attacking, be better than them is the only encouragement that I can give. Be better. And what I mean by be better is don't sink to the levels that they're sinking to. I've said this in the past, kill them with kindness. It's always going to be a better way. Love them. I know that's going to be hard, but it's worth it. Because the more that you love people, the more it's hard to be negative towards somebody. If you keep coming up to me and being mean to me, and I'm like, hey man, like, it's okay. Like, I love you. I forgive you, whatever. You're going to stop because it becomes awkward. It becomes weird. And I do believe that we live in a really weird time where the internet is king right now. And a lot of people can say things that have no consequences to. The media doesn't even have consequences with their actions anymore. They can just make up stuff and post it up there, and then it'll go incredibly viral saying some awful thing. And then a week or two later, they'll write up another thing that says, hey, that actually wasn't really true, and it'll only make it to like a couple thousand people. You know, so it's like the damage is done already. But for the most part, like I said, it sucks. It sucks hearing what they've all gone through. It sounds like they're handling it incredibly well. for the most part. Their company really understands how to go after people for it. I wish it wasn't the case, but also at the same time, like I was saying before, is let's all take it as a compliment. It's like, dude, these guys are crushing it so hard that the entire K-pop organization feels the need to come after them. And that's pretty damn impressive, to be honest. So let's take it as a compliment. Yeah, it's not a fun thing to deal with, but it's the proof's in the pudding. They're doing something that none of your other bands could do, right? So yeah, I will say this video, I was definitely worried coming into it, but honestly, I think that you guys were right. This was a video well worth watching. It wasn't a wound licking contest. It wasn't any of that. It just kind of pointed out the facts of like, hey, this is what happened as we came up for BTS. And also it just shows how incredibly dedicated you guys are. At the end there, you see that woman talking to, I'm assuming, some like news show or some television show host or whatever, talking about how there's like 20 different BTS Army members who are translating it to all these different languages so people can understand what's going on. And you guys wrote up what was it, 166 page thing in English and Korean explaining why like there's a defense between their hatred from Japan versus Korea and how it's all falling on BTS for whatever reason. Like, that's wild. That's insane. But yeah, that's where you guys should be putting the energy in. You know what I'm talking about? That's where you guys need to come through with. So I don't know, if you can't agree with being aggressively positive, like, that is quite literally what I am trying to say, and for the most part is like killing them with kindness is as aggressively positive as it gets. So guys, that was BTS Hardships by xCeleste. Make sure you go and subscribe to her channel, and then also if you haven't, subscribe to my channel too. We're actually having a pretty good amount of you guys who are coming back, which is pretty awesome. And then there's a lot of people who are new here who haven't subbed yet. So if you have a chance, go ahead and sub to the channel, do the notifications and whatnot, and do all those other things, because there's going to be plenty more videos to come. So guys, stay aggressively positive and have a great week. I love you. Goodbye.